anxiety is good. It's good. People say bad because they focus on the bad. So if you don't have anxiety, you will not live. So your body kicks in to save you this in the threat. If you're in a dark place at night, your people get in to sleep. If someone's chasing you, your heart pumps quicker and pumps blood around your body faster to help you to get away. So what I was doing is in the first minute, I was making you work hard for 1 minute because it's only a minute. If you need to escape somewhere, it's actually good for you. Your body literally kicks in, you escape and you're fine. But when we go on for longer, the reason why I extended the game is because I started to see people get tired. And that's what happens. If you're in a certain environment, and I'm not going to say things to trigger you, but if you grow up in a household where you've had this for years growing up, after a while your body shuts down. Just like you guys started to shut down tools when we started to extend it to say 3 minutes, I actually made it 4 minutes without telling you. So that is your body in terms of when it is pumping blood around your body quickly, or when you are hyperventilating, or when your eyes are getting red, it's energy, energy, energy. Does we understand? Does we understand?
Confident enough to do this, to do your job, and then you can say yes, but do you feel you're confident enough to deliver your best possible performance? No.
What would be different? Yep.
You might be overwhelmed. Might be an opportunity again.
Yeah, so you might feel that, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
Like pressure because of lack of preparation.
Because of lack of preparation, yep. Did you have that?
I would say feeling nervous just because you're going into a different surrounding and they're already in the club and you're already coming for like a lower position, so you're gonna have to work harder.
Obviously you're against ex-professionals today. How are you feeling before the game?
Yeah, I'm feeling excited, confident as well. I want to see what they have to offer. Because they've been still like ex-pros, so I want to see what their ability is like. Yeah, I want to see if I'm, close to them in any way.
Yeah, I think it's a good test for you, obviously. So, in terms of your feelings and how you usually feel before a game, if a scout was here, for example, would your feelings change or your emotions change?
Me personally, no. The fact if there was a scout, it would make me more fired up to play harder and be more confident.
My name's Rio, so I'm currently the captain for Crystal Palace under-23s, and I also play for Level 7 Academy. So I'm hosting the panel today, so I wanted everyone to quickly introduce themselves.
I think it's interesting that we're talking about identity first and foremost. I would ask you guys, how many of you feel the pressure of wanting to be a footballer because you feel there's nothing else there for you? And if you do feel that, do you think that affects your performance when you play? Do you play within yourself because you're scared? Because you feel pressure, because if you don't succeed at this, what happens next? I haven't played football to any level like these guys here, so I can't talk, so I want you to correct me if I'm wrong. However, clients that I've worked with, the number one thing they come to me and say is, I have no identity outside of football. And it's really difficult to say to someone, actually, don't think about football for a bit of your life. What could you do if you weren't playing football? Because that's really odd. Obviously, you all want to become footballers. But once we do start talking about the person as well as the footballer, they start to have a backup, they start to release pressure because it's that they think, if I don't, if I take risks, calculated risks, then my performance goes up. And if it goes wrong, it's okay because I'm still this person, not just the footballer. And I know you get a lot of pressure from your family, from friends, from everybody saying, this is the way to be. Go for it because there's nothing else. There are other things in life, and the fallback is you play with less pressure and play better.
For me personally, the positive of me, I came out of the game early was I never lost myself so much in the game. I think the longer you're in the game, the more you invest in it. So I came out early enough to study and to find my almost new identity. It's a new time for you guys because football's becoming more open to you doing stuff alongside trying to be a player. Because when we were playing, if you did that, it was seen as not being serious. everything was about football. Whereas now it's completely changed.
I think we were talking about it before. I think when people think that they could reach out for help is when they're at breaking point. But you actually realise that there's slow things that build up, and then you hit that breaking point, and then you ask for help. So how should you go about that, and how have you dealt with injuries before as well?
You have to have full self-belief in yourself and where you're going. And what you're doing right now is a great setup with your coaches, and I've seen what you guys are doing, and it's very important to keep that self-belief every day. I know I still have it. Throughout all the setbacks, you just got to keep going.